Hello, friends. You are through to BlackOut Gaming TV. This is Admirable, and tonight I'm here to fulfill the dreams of a small boy. That small boy's name is Stinson Out. His dream was to cast with Admirable, and here he is. We got Arjax on the cam as well. How does it feel, Stinson, to be living the dream?
I feel different. I think I met my goal in life now, and I can die in peace.
The other reason we're here, of course, is a Deutschland fundraiser perk. So how much did they have to donate to get this? Like 100
100
euros?
euros, yeah.
Woo!
Moist Penguin donated 100 euros, and that's why you're here now. He got the
Moist
Admirable
Penguin.
cast perk.
Moist
Yes.
Penguin.
Moist
I want,
Penguin.
I want Twitch chat to chant, his name was Moist Penguin. His name was Moist Penguin. Please flood Twitch chat with some remembrance. The teams we're here for are Sober Bear versus Team Colonslash. This is a ETF2L Highlander Season 9 powered by Marketplace.tf mid-tier week 3 fixture, and it's going to be Barn Blitz Pro 6. I just lost this map last night, Stinson. I am, I'm having a state of shell shock. Just looking at it brings back horrible memories from yesterday.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't like it because of the Stalemate last point, but I think it looks cool, and with the new entrances on the left side and the changes to last, it is, fairly pushable now. But it will still come down to how teams are going to approach the last point, if they can take the momentum out of third point into last or not.
I learned a lot playing last night against some scrubs. Fair enough or something, but definitely a lot of tricks on this map. I didn't realize Highlander teams are now using the Conqueror to fall back on defense. That was just mind blowing enough for me. The use of unlocks.
Yeah, the Conqueror is pretty strong. I believe in Prem it's used far more than in the lower diffs, but you can really push off Uber reliably with it and surprise the flank, maybe get 2 or 3 picks there, just rush the people because of the heals you get when you do damage.
But Hearts was using it yesterday to, like, whenever they were defending and they were giving up on a point, they just popped it off and like his whole team ran away super fast. I was like, this is a next level use. They're not even using it they're just using it to get in a good position to set up.
Yeah, that's quite smart.
I don't know if we're going to see that
the
tonight.
unlocks. Maybe.
What level of play can I expect to see here tonight? Do you know many of these players? Is there any key figures we should be looking out for, Stinson?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, and I've been scrolling through the rosters. I don't know a lot of these people. I think I remember Shadowfire. He used to be a demo man, but apparently he's playing Spy now in the mid division, and that's pretty much it. Obviously I know Moist, but more from the TF2L admin team. He's our latest trial, but I've never seen him play TF2, so no, I can't really tell who's the player to watch for, to be honest. I just see Big T here for TC. He used to be heavy for Cheslab Jr. or Pyro, but other than that, I don't really know.
Did any of these players actually attend Deutschland?
No, unfortunately not. Moist really wanted to, but then he gave his money and gave up his dream to attend.
He said, "Go on without me, boys. Tell my wife I love her."
It's the 100 euros he had to pay for the sign-up fee. He just gave us the money and ran away.
Team Colonslash, obviously a household name within European TF2. Do they have another Highlander team going at the minute? Or is Frosties the only version?
Express. TC Express is the joint venture of the old Crash guys who were in Div 1 and TC Storm. And I think they're going hard. They have been playing in the preseason Premiership playoff game, but they didn't manage to snap around against just strong opinions. So they're playing in high now. Frosties are the most recent addition to the TC family, I believe. They haven't been TC for long.
I was pleasantly surprised or mildly alarmed when I came online at 20 CET, thinking I still had 20 minutes to get ready for the game, only to realise that it was supposed to have started at 20. But here we are, and the teams are still not here.
The team were ready when you weren't here, but right now apparently 2 of the Russian players have VAC issues, so that's fun.
The dreaded VAC bug. What do you have to do to get rid of that if you do erroneously get VAC kicked from the server?
I don't remember. I had this once, and then one of my teammates gave me a link where it were like the step-by-step explanation. There were like 7 points you had to do. I didn't understand it. I just did it, and then it worked. But I can't remember. I can't remember at all. It's just really, really annoying, and sometimes it doesn't even work. I think right now they're trying to get in subs or mercs just to get this going here.
Disastrous.
It is disastrous.
I saw there was a little TF2 update last night, adding Steam controller support. Are we expecting any of these players to be playing with the Steam controller?
I wouldn't know, but I can't imagine they would try to in their maybe possibly first and last live cast here on BlackOut TV with the legend himself.
Arjax, I think, is using the Steam controller to give us super smooth, silky camera movements tonight. That's my understanding. He's also wearing a VR headset. Yes, confirmed by Arjax. This is the brave new world of PC gaming that we're in right now. Alright, we have to pick sides here, Stinson. It's the only way to make this cast even more interesting. Who are you going to back? Are you all about Sober Bear, or are you more of a Team Colonslash Frosties fan?
You know, I've always been in
think about it this way, man. You know, we've got bears on one side and tigers on the other. Frosties, Tony the Tiger. You see what I'm doing here? Are you a bears man or are you a tigers man?
I'm a tigers man, dude. And also, I just saw an hilarious Contras objector. I'm trying to find which player it was. But I believe I saw a sea face.
Yeah, there's an army of them. Moist is rocking one, so is
Phlegmatic.
Included Middle as well, walking forward here. Everyone's got one.
Holy moly.
I hope we're getting this on camera right now.
That caught fire really fast.
Maximum memes.
I actually think it's just one guy and the other guys are just picking up his objective.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Let's see some sea faces in Twitch chat, please, if you appreciate these in-game memes.
So yeah, I'm more of a tiger. You know, I'm curious to see how Moist is playing. Obviously, we have been spending a lot of time lately doing Highlander stuff, and yeah, that's why I'm going with TC. Also, I like to play their late night mixes and their occasional 2v2 heavy fist fight tournaments, which are hilarious. It's just the greatest thing. Like, they have this one map where it's literally just a boxing ring in the mid, and there's like a stadium where all the other heavies are just standing and spamming put dispenser here while the other 4 guys fight. And yeah, it's the greatest thing to see, just heavies going at it with their fists.
Is there one heavy fist fighter who is better than all the rest, like a world champion, a current heavyweight?
I really don't remember who won. I can't tell.
It's not about the winning, it's about the taking part, the spectacle.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to me then about Deutschland, give me a little bit of a retrospective here. Obviously the fundraiser was complete at month ago and the event itself has taken place, but what did you take from the event? What have you learned? What's the future hold?
Like, the first thing is that everyone who attended Deutschland had a crazy good time being there. And it was actually pretty cool to see how people went to each other houses. Like, every team had a house where they're gaming and sleeping in. And everybody was so chilled and they had a good time, having barbecue and beer and just playing TF2. So I'd definitely say it's a success from the community perspective of things. And
what about Deutschland 2016? Is that on the cards?
There are rumors. It's not sure yet, so I can't really say any specifics.
Same venue?
I would like to do it, but there's a lot of commitments I have to figure out now in real life. in addition to playing TF2 and other stuff. So it actually takes a lot of effort to organize all that. But I would really like to, just to give people the opportunity who couldn't make it this year, or maybe even see how big it can be. Maybe get Admirable over there next time.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been there. I would have loved to play, not to go and cast, whatever. That'd be fun too, actually. But I would have loved to go and play there. But
yeah, we had Skeech there and Hild with some Premiership veterans actually who've been to other Sixes lands as well, and they too had a crazy good time. And especially Hild, he was already asking me after we got home if there's gonna be a next year. So now that even the Premiership teams had some really easy matches against the lower div teams, they enjoyed it. And I think we were 18 on the server at Admirable, the dream.
boom. So if you're unfamiliar with the Highlander ETF2L format, these payload maps are played in a best of 3. So you're going to see at least 2 rounds of attacking and 2 rounds of defending, potentially 6. And if it goes to the sort of 3rd round, the golden cap, the points get split up 4-2. But if you win just 2 rounds or two attacks, 2 defenses straight up, you get all 6 points. Am I right, Stinson?
Yes, you're right.
I've nailed it.
I think. I didn't really listen, but
yeah.
I trust you.
Yeah.
I was just checking out something on Steam, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have 2 monitors, so it's really hard to navigate. I'm not
Let's
a
start a new
podcaster.
fundraiser. Donate €100 to get Stinson a new monitor and he will cast your game.
Nobody wants that. Everybody wants you and your experience.
I'm a big fat phony, man. You're an actual ETF2L Highlander admin. It does not get more legit than that. You are the real deal, my friend.
So, having played yesterday, Admirable, what do you say about the whole hold here on red team with the sentry in house and the medic positioning?
Beep discussed the pros and cons. He wanted to hold in the house, so I guess it creates 2 fights here. But I think fair enough. Had their level 3 like near where the combo up, but this is the setup we see from the Sober Bear. They're going to play sentry in the house, combo up top there on the right, and the cart is starting to roll forward.
There are these 2 sides, and Team Colonslash picks up Light Path, the demo here for the Russians instantly, so that's a big pick. No sticky traps here on the defense. As the red spy gets 2 picks card, that would slow down the card here. But I think we have a
server
pause.
crash? A pause? Why is my game? Why is my spectator plugins not loaded? That's why I just realised I've been flying around here not paying attention. It does seem like a pause, it's not a crash. I'm gonna restart TF2. I need you to talk about the game right now.
Well, since we have a pause, I can cover that for you. That's no problem. So yeah, it seems like Team Colonslash just wanted to push the card as fast as they could here, and to the edge of the barn, the actual barn. If you don't know, that's the reason why it's called Barn Blitz. And yeah, they got the demo pick here. I'm not sure if they can spawn in time to push here to abuse the demo pick, as Emperor Protect them. No, hang on. Toxic Landmark, the medic of TC, is still in spawn. I think they're going live again. The pause has ended in Admirable, so please come back here.
You gotta commentate, man, you gotta carry the can. What do you see? What's happening?
Yeah, I see Bonami here, going off the little cliff thing, but he's trying to spam out the sentry. The sentry isn't on the cliff though, it's in the barn. I don't know if they know that already. Both Ubers get popped, they're trading Ubers here on the high ground. But nobody's still on the sentry gun, and no frags and no ground really gained here, but they just pressure out red. And the spy picks up the sniper. TC is pushing really far here. I don't know why the Russians gave him all this space, but they did, and the first cap goes down. It's 1 minute and 10, it's quite a decent time here, and Team Colonslash is putting time on the card during while the combo is pushing forward here on second. The heavy is really low, and Bonami picks up the heavy and the medic at the same time, just sticking up the high ground. So no second hold pretty much. I think that's where the pause and the crash happens for the Russians, because they're just 8 right now, so that's gonna be tough to defend here.
Who did they lose? What player went dropped from the server?
In the demo actually, Wildfab. That might be the reason why he got picked on the first point. As the second cap goes down here for TC Frosties already. 1 minute and 51. They're definitely making a good time here. And the sentry gun is level 2 on the third point, so that could be a strong hold here for the Russians. And the demo rejoined, so now it's 9v9 again. But TC already takes the house here on the flank, which is really to push in the third point, because now the soldier can just spam out easily.
Good news, friend. I am also back on the server. Here comes Moist running forward with that Thomas Lavish. Wins the 1v1 against Supernova there. Heavy on heavy action. The Uber gets popped off by his medic Toxic after the fact, and he's going to walk forward and brutally slay those engineer buildings. The cart continues to roll forward.
Already on last here. The Pyro of Colonslash picks up the sniper, but he gets dropped by Wildfab. That was really aggressive play here. Just charging at them with the mouse 1.
The Super Bears medic Emperor Protect has his Uber charge up right now, and he's trying to move forward with the respawn Supernova, but Shadowfire comes in with that backstab, and that's heavy down. The Russian spy is actually forced behind as well.
Yeah, he gets forced by included middle, the soldier of TC, who went in really deep, taking advantage of the confusion his spy made here on last, and now Emperor Protect is sitting on 10% and TC is about to push in with 80% Uber.
Big T managed to spy check successfully there, keeping his medic in the game, but meanwhile Author with the headshot onto Emperor Protect finds another one onto Immortus, that legendary ETF2L forum figure, and he's got free reign here as sniper. He's just up there in lockers, popping off headshots at will. There's just a skeleton crew left here to defend the point. The gun's gone down again.
Moist is already spawn capping on top here, eating a sandwich, while his team is just casually capping last, and the last cap is gonna go down. Remember, that's a very fast time.
Huge momentum plays here coming out from the Tigers. Team Colonslash Frosties going absolutely ham there and setting a brutal time of 3:51. Oh dear.
Yeah, they never really backed off that card. It's gonna be really hard for Sober Bear here to top that time.
What would you pinpoint as the key mistake made by Sober Bear?
You know, I didn't like how they got back from first and second point. Like, first they exchanged Uber here on the high ground where their combo was holding on first point, and then they got pushed out, which is fair enough, but they never got an organized hold on second and just got picked off one by one. You have to decide if you want to hold a point or not, and then you hard hold it. You can't have half your team chilling out there and the other team going back. And Team Colonslash never gave them the time to actually organize their defenses.
The crucial thing being that you want to get your NG out and the gun or one of your buildings, I guess. He's got the Backlash teleporter set up here to get to second in time, but he's actually changed up the position. Or actually, it's TC defending here, but they have decided to use the alternate sentry position here on the right hand side. They're not going to hold the tracks or the house, the point itself. They're just going to take that fight on the high ground.
The blue scout is bonking in here, trying to distract the sentry, but there's not enough spam to take the sentry out, and it still stands. Redbeard doesn't have much time to do any suicides, so they're just slowly spamming their way in here. The medic is still hanging on the spawn, and Shadowfire is ready, the spy, but he gets caught here on the spawn, and he's gonna go down, so no medic pick there.
TK just keeping that gun up right now with the rescue ranger, but meanwhile Neve Varutur, the Super Bear spy, has ghosted behind. He sees the sniper in front of him, but he's going to go for the med pick here. He's jumping up, he's just phasing into existence, tries to get the side stab with the medic, but really doing nothing at all there.
And I don't really agree with the choice of the spy here to go for the medic. He's fairly safe up there, and he's just going to help poor face stab. He just should have zapped the sentry gun and coordinated with some spam to take it out. But sentry gun remains, and the card is almost capped here in the barn. Just one touch here. That's the drawback with not having a sentry in the barn. You can push up the card really far without getting punished.
Oh, included middle, just hiding above there on the little window ledge, just gonna deny Pyropan from that cap. Here we see an uber push from Sober Bears. They popped off their charge quite early, and Big T is able to pretty much single-handedly push them back with the air blast. Didn't even need the uber, but they're gonna pop off that uber charge anyway. Moist is seeing if there's any free frags there at the bottom of the run, but he decides to retreat. Important to keep their numbers up here. And now the repush is about to come in here from Sober Bears. Shit, jumping up there as Soldier trying to spam forward, but it's Supernova who goes down again. He seems to be dying quite early in a lot of these engagements.
Yeah, he's kind of disconnected from his medic Emperor Protect here. I saw him going barn where his medic, his heavy just pushed alone on the flank. But it seemed to have worked out here, although the heavy went down. That's a coordinated drawback I talked about here. King Colonslash is just going back to second, setting up a sentry gun, protecting the engineer long enough, and gonna have a really dominant hood here on the second point as well.
Supernova gonna work his way up top. Emperor Protect is with him as well, but he's taking a lot of damage, already lost that buff. TC looking strong here in their defense. It's gonna be Uber versus Uber. Both medics running that standard charge. The cart is rolling forward to the corner, but it can go no further, and they're just gonna Uber straight in from tracks. And they're spamming up. The gun goes down immediately. Nice job there from Wildfire. The counter
Also
pop
picks
comes
up
in.
Supernova. The heavy gets sniped.
Hungry for frags here. They're super thirsty. Speed dead. The scout trying to juke in there, but decides to run back 3Z. And Vornami, the TC demo man, has decided not to continue chasing here. So, what did they really achieve with that Uber? Not a whole lot. They're going to start retreating here. They've lost their gun, but they are trying to get set up. Shadowfire with the pick on the Pyropan. But he pays for that with his life. They're going to have level 3 here, I believe, in time. But already, Wildfire is pushing forward, trying to force the issue. Supernova up top on the high ground is getting knocked back by the loose cannons. But Vornami goes down. He does manage to get that Demo Man pick, and that could be huge here. TC are really up against it. Their back is against the wall. They're really relying on this gun to do huge work without their Demo Man alive.
Well, here comes a red Uber though, and it's just 5 seconds. So TC, although it's a really strong showing here from the Russian team, will remain victorious for the first round. It's 1-0 for TC in this best of 3 on Bombletts. And that was a surprising decent time, though the blue team got here on the card.
I momentarily forgot that they had set that sick time of 3 minutes 51, and I was getting really excited, but
I noticed.
sorry to get you hyped there, Shreem. The game's over. Well, the round at least. So that's 1-0 here to Team Colonslash Frosties, aka the Tigers. You've been rebranded. Deal with it. Sober Bears. They don't look too sober, man. I think they've been having a few vodkas. All the Russian stereotypes are coming out. That's my bread and butter. You know, I like to spread hatred and sweeping generalizations. All Russians are alcoholics. Does that sound fair?
I know, I've never actually met a lot of Russians, so. But I guess, you know, stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason, so.
Oh, there must be some truth in it.
There must be some truth in it, yeah.
Remember, guys,
second round goes live on Admirable here.
We're all here because of the beautiful moist penguin.
I always imagined him beautiful. I can't really tell.
Glistening, I would imagine he just has a sheen of brilliance. But yeah, he donated €100 to the Deutschland fundraiser back at the springtime, start of summer. A very successful fundraiser that led to Deutschland, but his perk, I don't know if it's like a perk or a punishment, but he's got me to cast his Highlander game. We're just about doing a good job of it. I've got Stinson here, someone who actually knows what they're talking about. And of course Arjax on the camera, and TC, they're on defense again right now in red, and they're going to go for exactly the same hold. Gun on the right there, just at the top of the ramp, and pretty much no protection or no cover in the house. Shadowfire perched up on the rock. They're going to be relaying information to his team, but included middle is charging up that beggars. He's going to try and peek here and see if he can get a cheap frag. He gets Giratied immediately, but he's going to be able to jump onto the med pack and escape on 100 health.
Oh, the collateral by Arthur here. picking up Demo and Engie, I believe, with the Machina, the fully charged body shots going through people. I really like that. In Highlander it's often a good choice on defense because people are just so cramped up here in this game mode.
Shadowfire still ghosting behind there. Emperor Protect is dangerously close to him on that right hand door, but shit, gonna get tagged there by Author. Gunned down. Shadowfire eventually gets spotted out by Igmatic the Pyro, so mightn't be too effective on Spy right now, but Vornami is trying his hardest to spam down this rump for Team Colonslash to keep back these Russian hordes, but the combo Moist is inside trying to focus the cart here, and they've lost the protection on the gun. TK's level 3 has gone down. It looks like he's retreating here back to second. They're going to give up the hold on first, but they might sacrifice a few players here. Whoa, knee Varutur gets the backstab
The
onto
butter
Moist.
knife, actually. How often do you see a heavy getting butter knife?
He just slashed him.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
in the face.
Death by
But-
1,000 cuts there.
But yeah, TC might be a bit too overzealous here because they lost 5 players on this first point and now there's only 4 people here to hold the second point. Engineer is trying to prepare his gun. It's already level 2, but there's a lot of bodies, and I think
comes
Russians should
Shadowfire.
have been more aggressive.
Shadowfire, a lone man behind enemy lines here, but the Uber's already come in and he's trying to decide what pick to go for. He's going to go up and take the fight with the Mortis. Slash him in the face, but the Kukri comes out and Sniper wins on 1 HP and Mortis goes huge and takes down the Spy, but the Ubered push here from Sober Bears did manage to get the gun down, it seems. But they've turned their back on Speed Dead. The Scout comes in and gets a 2k, kills off Medic and Heavy in the blink of an eye there, Stinson.
Yeah, just breaks left and right here for the Frosties. Vornami picked off 2 or 3 frags here at the end, and I'm told by the production the soldier crashed, but he's back right now, so Shed is back in the game, but he wasn't here for the push. The push was initially pretty good. They took out the sentry gun, but they never get the high ground here. And now they're
Shadowfire's
stuck on the
behind
second
again.
point.
He sees the Medic. He's going
He's gonna
for
go
it.
for him.
Oh, swing and a miss! He's trying to land the Hero Ambassador shot, but he's somehow
He
managed
gets
to
out?
juke and survive there on 50.
How the hell?
Wow, big plays. He survives. TC with a 50% indeed Uber advantage are just in complete control here. They've got their gun back up. They're going to be able to buy even more time here on third. They just sorry,
Included
second.
a little with the conch play here through choke, but he just picks up the scout and then gets domed by Immortist with a headshot. Goober does come in.
Counter
Very
pop.
good. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Warnami
Something's
gets
on
juggled forward. He's stuck up top in the, just beside the blue teleport. He manages to escape. Gives him the slip on 27 HP. Spamming off those loose cannons. No one wanted to chase him, and that's crucially important that they've managed to keep the demo man up. The gun does go down, but it's being rebuilt immediately. But now that Vornami is coming back onto the high ground, they're going to be able to rain down damage here onto Sober Bears. It's going to be super tough for them to contest. The Jarati gets thrown up top. A lot of players just glistening in yellow here, but no frags come in as it seems that Sober Bears are just hemorrhaging players. They're going to get a spawn wave now, but their combo, their damage potential just got shredded there by Team Colonslash, who are slowly but surely building up a pretty solid time here on defense.
Yeah, and Supernova goes down to the snipe once again. So no heavy. He doesn't have a lot of impact. He's just 1 point, and that just proves my point from before that he is disconnected from his medic a lot, and he's not doing enough work. Whereas Moist is just using the high ground here on defense, just dealing out the damage. The Russians have an interesting angle here. They're gonna pop off the Uber from top left here from the flank, but they do drop down once again. Centurion goes down, but here's the counter pop, and Vornami is just charging into the group of people, but there's no follow-up, and he should get picked off here, yeah. Scout finish him off, so no demo. And TC decides to just retreat here to the third point, after a fairly decent second point hold.
Stinson, I'm not an NG main, but like if you see the enemy team Ubering in, and you have an Uber, why don't you just like save your gun with the rescue ranger and let your Uber hold it, then put your gun up again?
Good question. I don't know. I've never played NG in competitive. Now he's doing it. Now he's actually rescue ranging this NG. Team Colonslash is deciding that payload last point should be played on the last point, and they're just giving up third for free here. So they value this last hold with a level 3 sentry gun more than the third point, which is, I think, quite smart. But that gives the Russians a lot of time here and a lot of tries to find a hole into the defense.
Why do people dislike the Barn Blitz last? It's not that bad anymore, is it?
I don't dislike it, it's just still hard to push. I mean, I think most people don't put in enough effort to actually try to figure out stretch to cap it. Uber is coming from Knockers here on the heavy. He's low and gets taken out by Arthur, who picks up a Mortis as well. And Demo goes down, so this push from blue team, that still looked really sloppy because there weren't a lot of other blue people with the combo in this last, and you really need to have 9 people commit to the push to cap Barn Blitz.
They didn't even put any pressure on the combo there, and Toxic Clan Mark is just sitting here with a fat Uber charge. They're going to be able to buy so much time here as our Rusky medic only starts to rebuild his charge. Emperor Protect just kind of stuck here in limbo, waiting for an Uber charge. But look at this aggression coming out from Vornami and Included Middle as they pop off the conch play and they push forward, they gun down the medic. They're going to use that Uber advantage aggressively from defense, a bit of a gamble, but they must have had the good information there because that worked perfectly. Sober Bear getting totally caught out.
That's what you can do on defense here. If you can get the medic, it's a really effective play because it throws off your opponents, but if you fail to get him, then you make yourself vulnerable to a push here from blue team. But that worked out perfectly. I'm pretty sure the spy got them some intel, because Shadowfire is always lurking behind them. He's already on the medic again. He's on the heavy, but he gets spotted out. Okay, so, but yeah, sometimes people defending Barn Blitz just get bored and want to push out, so I can understand that.
Oh, I know that feeling, bro. I make that mistake time and time again in Highlander. I'm like, yeah, we've got Uber advantage, we should push. Then I remember, it's not 6s. Sometimes it's just best to hold and waste that Uber advantage. Oh, Nibarger comes up, doesn't manage to get the backstab. Just cuts a little hole in the Mark's side there, but he's able to just stand there tall and proud, Uber charge still in hand, and Team Colonslash Frosties are looking impenetrable so far on last.
You know, as a medic main myself, I'm not happy how Emperor is splitting his Uber. He's just shooting the heavy.
Shadowfire. He's in the corner. Oh, he's been set on fire. Cancel that. Here comes another aggressive Uber push here from TC, but Emperor Protect has got his charge up, and TC are actually they've lost 3, but so have Sober Bear, but Supernova and Emperor Protect walking forward here with the solo Uber trying to make something happen, but little do they know Team Colonslash are just poised above them, ready to drop down. I mean, what were they thinking? I know they were trying to run away from the enemy Uber and make a play happen, but they didn't really get much done with their own Uber charge. They ended up horribly overcommitted and just kind of reset the situation. No Ubers for either team.
I kind of like the player blue team. I think Emperor Protect didn't have the Uber when red team pushed out here, so they just kind of wrapped around
we're a few seconds away from it, yeah. But they got it, but then like they pushed forward and...
Yeah, the rest of the team got cut off by the red Uber, so there was no follow-up on the damage from the heavy. But, you know, that was probably the best they could do after they were caught in this position.
Kill the gun that's already going to be rebuilt by the time they push again. If they could have just turned around and killed the actual red players. Man advantage, man. That's how you break a defensive position. Kill the bad guys.
Moist gets picked here by Immortist. Immortist is peeking here on the left side from trains. He might get the demo. He's challenging him, but demo Bornami picks up Immortist and Emperor Protect.
Shadowfire with the Ambassador headshot.
Goes down.
He's gonna get NG as well here. He's just he's a menace behind He's running all the way to tracks here. Shet is looking for him, just spamming out rockets, but Shadowfire is going to pop off an ambi headshot there onto Supernova.
He gets the heavy.
Multiple headshots ringing out there on the sandwich eating heavy, and he's continuing to just ghost behind him, and it's struggling up for Silver Bears as they try to figure out how to just push forward, never mind worry about the spy that's spawn camping them right
he's
now.
Spawn camping, but he's not gonna get much because there's a teleporter up, and now he's shedding the pyro, so... But yeah, I don't agree with picking up the heavy here, you know, you don't disturb a sandwich eating heavy. That's just something you don't do. But I guess, you know, not serious business time. And we have some time here to talk about sandwiches because red team has Uber, but blue team can't push in here with a 50% lead.
Do you think they're going to push again? You know, we've seen TC try it twice. The first time successful, the second time not so much. They're actually going to get forced here, and they've got no conch to chase forward this time. Moist is just trying to probe here and see if he can get a cheap frag, but he's going to get pushed back down by Phlegmatic, and now Emperor Protect has his charge and he's going to lead forward with Wildfire, but again it's just like a solo Uber here. One Demo Man against 4 or 5 Team Colonslash players, but Mornami goes down and TC are struggling here. It's going to rely very much so on what TK and his gun can do. Super Bears just seem to have retreated here. Supernova's trying to come up the steps. They've got players attacking from lockers as well. Shadowfire is about to kill off a Mortis, going to get that backstab. Turns his attention onto Emperor Protect, but Kurt is not moving at all throughout this whole period of like aggressive play from Super Bear. They're not gaining any ground.
Yeah, I mean, what happened here was the Russian heavy just went up the stairs, baited out the red Uber because they pretty much thought there was a heavy in his bag and tried to pick off the medic, but they failed, which is the reason why I don't really agree with pushing out all the time. But blue team just should have waited for the respawns. They decided to push without the heavy, who just died.
Shadowfire!
Bloodfab couldn't get enough frags.
He drops off the roof, but doesn't get close enough there to Emperor Protect. And Emperor is going to get his charge up just slightly ahead of Mark here, but are they going to be able to make a push based on this? Wildfab's trying to push the stairs there, but gets forced back by Moist. Both teams going to have Uber. As Super Bear Uber here up top, the immediate counter pop comes in from Mark, and Super Bear find themselves hemorrhaging players yet again, but Supernova with the standard minigun, he out damages Moist there at close range.
Yeah, and if I am Emperor Protect right now on blue, I would go crits on this last Admirable. You know, I love this cheeky strat where you crits in from trains from the left flank, and then you know, do a surprise sticky on top where the Veg always holds, and you can get 2 or 3 frags if you can get the surprise momentum. It always works when I am playing.
Not anymore, man. You've just given away your secret live on air.
Nobody's listening to me.
Nobody's watching this mid-tier game.
What are you thinking of?
I feel like Super Bear are kind of banging their heads against the wall here. They've tried the same push 3 or 4 times. Now they're going to start focusing their combo on the left hand side, mixing it up a little bit, and they're forcing their opponents to look in multiple directions, and they do actually get the Uber forced out here from Mark. They've managed to keep Heavy and Demo alive, but they do lose their power. Their Wildfire going to go down as well. That the crucial moment when they needed to stay alive, they've lost their Demo, and we hear Included Middle popping off that conch. He has released it as well, so it looks like they're going to rush forward here. They're hungry for frags.
Whoa.
Oh!
Aww.
Pops off a couple more beggar shots and manages to get 3 frags there, including Medic. Huge plays there from our Twitch chat favourite Included.
I mean, you know, that's pretty much where you really see the difference between Prem and mid-tier officials, where Emperor Protect knew the red team just popped off the Uber. He should have just, you know, run to spawn, connect with the Demo, but he was really far up the map with just 2 or 3 people protecting him, and then red team, who still didn't have Uber but had player advantage, just rushed him down, which is a good decision. You should have just gone back and played with advantage, but Emperor Protect, don't agree with his positioning here.
They just killed off Author about 10 seconds ago, but the Mortis doesn't seem to be able to take advantage of this. He's starting to peek now to see if he can find any easy heads, but pretty much all of Team Colonslash are above him on the high ground, both in lockers and just up top there at the top of the stairs. TC looking like they could hold here for the remaining 35 seconds. It could be a complete shutout for Sober Bears, and that could be heartbreaking. Are these the final days of Russian Highlander in the mid-tier? Wildpap, he's getting frustrated. He's come up from lockers, but the loose cannon spam here from Vornami has been immense, and they've been forced to pop the counter pop from Markman. Has milked at least 6 seconds of overcharge here. They're looking super solid. Only 3 seconds remaining. TC coming up with a huge defense as the cart just gets cleaned up there.
And I just realized, James, that I had been casting for 2 minutes without holding my push to talk button.
Really? Did you think I was like talking over you or something?
No. You had a pause where I wanted to, say something, but I forgot to push it. Scrubcast, midcaster, guys, midcaster.
I use push to talk, but I don't forget to press it. It's just like muscle memory. It's ingrained in my. What would you call the finger beside your pinky finger?
Little finger.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Little finger. Anytime I open my mouth,
yeah, I'm not using push to talk when I'm playing because I don't know. I just pressing one more button is just too much for me.
Let's talk about push to talk strategies. What button do you bind it to? I know some people are a fan of the mouse thumb button.
Yeah, I am. I'm using that.
I like caps lock. I think it's the best. But you always, if you're actually trying to type something and talk to someone at the same time, it's just totally messes up your casing. It's a poison chalice, man. But despite that, I still think it is the ultimate push to talk key.
I have caps lock bound to jump actually, so I can't use that.
Kill yourself.
So yeah, let's cast the game. How about that? How about Highlander?
Are you saying something, man? Because I don't think you're pressing your push to talk key. I can't hear you.
Oh
Stinson?
my god.
Hello,
I'm getting trolled.
Hello? Mic off, streamer, please. Oh, okay.
Alright, so it seems like we actually have a game in our hands. TC in the blue here, trying to finish off this game, topping the 5-minute time. So just to be clear, they have to either cap third within the next 5 minutes or cap last at all to win this match. And blue team's already charging in with the overcharge. Red team's once again just giving up all this ground. The counter pop comes in, but now it's kind of too late. The card is already pushed into barn, and the cap is gonna go down really fast.
I like the TC push there. They just went in with their pyro leading the charge, and he pushed everyone back. This is something Beat was trying to educate me about yesterday. But pretty much almost the solo pyro over there. They weren't really going for the frags. They were trying to push the Russian players back off that high ground.
Oh.
All about
yeah,
position,
it seems
man.
to work.
Yeah, they made it work well. Big T with the big plays.
Big T with the big D.
I'm learning day by day about new Highlander meta. Soon I'll be relevant again.
The dream.
On the road to relevancy, boys. Immortus catching rockets here as he tries to find more heads. He's doing his damnedest to keep Sober Bears in this game, but they have a gargantuan task ahead of them. 7 minutes and 30 on my clock.
Well, it's actually just 3 minutes and 40.
To keep the clock alive?
Yeah. I'm confused, so let's talk about the game.
Uber gets popped off here. No Uber right now for Sober Bears. And it's going to be TC pushing from the high ground with their charge. And they're going to drop down here and move immediately up the left hand side. Big T trying to push back defenders and make space for Vornami to get in. Big T ends up going down, but Vornami gets the heavy pick. He's trying to just focus down damage here, and he's distracted long enough for Included Middle to get on top there and wreak havoc. It's a slaughter there. Team Colonslash Frosties showing no mercy. The Sober Bears just got mauled by Tigers.
I really like the play here of the TC soldier Included Middle, who just, he realized there was a lot of damage on top and just jumped in and wrecked everybody. why his team pushed the card. And now they're already taking ground on third by Admirable. It looks grim here, because if they cap this within the next 2.5 minutes, the game is over. And the Russians, I don't think they realize they have to test this point here.
Cards rolling up the hill here. Wildpap's doing his best to spam. They've made it to the top. It's not going to roll back down again, so that's half the battle, but they actually end up losing 6 players for their trouble, including their medic Mark, as Phlegmatic runs forward there on a 3k.
So
gets
yeah,
Shadowfire as well.
Redbeard, I think they realized they have to contest it and just, threw a Gerardi in there and everything they could, every sticky and rocket they had in their pocket. And it worked out. TC maybe a bit too eager, too confident that they could cap this off, because if they lose the medic and lose the whole team. So now red team has the chance to set up a
Shadowfire, he's just moving the card here, but he's going to get denied there by Chet. I mean, it's so, the card's so close to the point. Like, is the Sentry hold even worth it? Like, should they try and hold more aggressively? They're going to actually pop up their charge here and send Supernova forward. He does get the frag onto Moist, but they weren't able to put any pressure onto Colonslash's medic. So a huge Uber advantage here. Surely TC are going to get it in the next push. Huge Uber advantage. They've got 9 players up. As I say that though, Included gets down by a Mortist. Author finds the enemy scout though. TC getting ready to push.
Yeah,
Moist
and
catching a lot of damage.
I feel like the Russians should get hold of the house here, because it's really easy to position
What
a
are they
sniper
waiting
and
for?
a soldier.
They're wasting their own Uber advantage. Now they're getting ready to push, but they've left it dangerously close. Middle's gonna jump forward, gets pushed back by the gun. Now comes the Uber charge. Oh, Emperor Protect almost has it, but they're just gonna use the distraction of the Uber charge to just straight up cap the point. And by a very slim margin there, Emperor doesn't manage to get his charge up, and they just back off into the corner and give up the objective. So that's going to be 2-0 in favour of Team Colonslash Frosties.
What a game.
What a game.
What an experience. So yeah, that's it. That's the Deutschland Perk show match with multiple award winner Admirable on the Highlander cast this time.
Do you think Big Moist is going to be happy with his perk cast? A lot of the plays we saw of his were dying.
Well, he would be happy with the result. I don't think he cares about the cast that much. Like, he shouldn't. He should
Moist,
care about his team more.
If you're unhappy with this, come back to us in 2016 with another €100, and we will,
Exactly.
consider casting another game of yours. But Twitch chat, show some love for this guy, Moist Penguin. Please spam.
It's actually unbelievable that someone would give €100 to, more or less a random idea someone put in the forums and developed. So yeah, huge shout out to Moist Penguin, helping us a lot with a €100 donation, and to everyone who donated while I'm here. It wouldn't have been possible if you guys hadn't supported the idea and my efforts and Fungi's and Culture's efforts to make this LAN happen, and to be here to cast with Admirable, to be able to do that, the perk game, it's just an amazing feeling, even after the LAN.
That's how good
I shed one tear in the corner of my red eye.
Stinson, we can't stay here for this love fest any longer, because I believe there's a Prem game coming up. Turrets Chess Club versus Unpoppable. Bulu and Sigafu going to cast that one for you. That will surely be worth checking out. So stay here on BlackOut Gaming TV. But for myself, Admirable, Stinson out, and Arjax, this is the end. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and shout out to Moist one more time.
See ya.